Hi Chloe, I'm going to record some feedback for you on your first draft of your writing. On the whole, this looks really good. The language is accurate and you've understood the content and the topic really well. My first comment is at the top here, a TCK is third person, he, she, it. So you need to add an S onto needs. A TCK needs to know the top 5 things a TCK needs to know before moving to another country, or a different country, that's fine. That's quite good, it's quite eye-catching because you've got 5. My only comment is that you've actually only got 3 points. So if there are 5 here, make sure you've got 5 below, or otherwise change it to top 3 things TCK needs to know before moving to a different country. Being a third culture kid, this is actually a proper noun, it's a title, so it needs capital letters. TCK, third culture kid. It's usually challenging and you usually face a list of difficulties. A list, it'd be better to say a lot of difficulties or many difficulties in the process of trying to adapt to a new environment. Well, me too, great, so you're able to relate to your audience there. As a TCK, I know exactly how you feel, and I hope this guideline, be better here to say this advice, or I hope these guidelines, this advice can help you become more comfortable when moving to a new country. Great, that's a really clear introduction and I think it's really effective, well done. Number 1, loneliness. It is a well-known fact that most TCKs, we don't need a the here unless you're referring to a specific TCK that you've mentioned before or some that you will mention. I think this is probably a spelling mistake here, feel lonely and lost when they first move to a new environment. Here you've started a new sentence but your since is actually linked, so you can just use a comma. Since they don't know the language, lifestyle and cultural background. You might want to make it clearer here and add in the cultural background of the place they're now living in or of the new environment. However, the solution for this is to just try to talk to new people and start conversations or small talk. We don't need a here because they're actually referring to something general and plural. I know you may not understand their language, but this looks a little bit strange because the rest of your style, you haven't used abbreviated forms or text language, so I suggest you write you as a full form. You can start with something simple like quotation marks, hi. This would really, because it's an adverb, it's describing the help, this would really help you to develop a new friendship. Here, what you've mentioned earlier seems more general, plural, so new friendships rather than one specific friendship. Number 2, home. As a TCK, there's no such thing as home because you've stayed in so many places. Great, you've got a really good understanding of what it feels like to be a TCK. And the word home usually doesn't mean what other people think it means. However, as much as you hate the experience, other people might like it. I don't quite know what you mean when you talk about as much as you hate the experience. Do you mean the experience of talking about home? Or the experience when people ask you about home? I think you need to be a little bit clearer here. So try to turn the negatives. Here, negatives, I think you need to be a little bit clearer about what is negative. So try to turn the negative feelings, perhaps, you have about home into positive ones. So you can tell people interesting stories and experiences. Good, that's clear advice. Just think about what you're referring to here with hate the experience. Lifestyle, constantly changing places to live can cause difficulties in adapting. The preposition we use with adapting is in adapting to a new environment. The best advice, we tend not to start a sentence with and, so start with the best advice I can give you is just talk, we don't need a that, is just talk to someone you know, who, when you're talking about a person, who is familiar with something that you're not, so you can learn from them and hopefully they can learn from you too. Really nice advice. Be good now if you add a short conclusion to sum up what you've given them as advice and the purpose of your writing, and then think about some of the mistakes here that you could correct, but on the whole, this is a really good piece of work. Well done.